Hello guys and welcome back to the CPC. We're currently in week 9 and we're having our rematch against Rob Jr. In the previous game we had a really narrow one, but as you may know, currently we are sitting at 4-4 and playoffs are still looking possible, but it's quite hard, and this can be quite a big game because everything is open. If I win this game from Rob, who is a direct division opponent, if I lose this game, playoffs are really far away. All in all, it's a bit like I'm struggling with motivation to prep, motivation with the team. I think also is part of it, and just playing in general. I don't play that well anymore. I'm just a bit rusty and don't make the plays I usually make. So we'll just see how this match will go. As you can see here, the team I brought, it's actually a pretty lazy team, I have to say, because the first 4 months are about the same months I brought in the first game. Lander's set is a little bit different, but I think most of it is just the same. Then Mudsdale is actually just the replacement of Kangaskhan, who last game did a great job, but I thought Mudsdale with AV can also take hits from Celezzle, and just was the pivot for the special on the special side. And then Tyrantrum, again it's scarfed, same as last week, but I had to bring a scarf. It had to be a physical attacker and had to do enough damage to Latios, because Calmite Latios could otherwise just win the game flat out. And the only mon that fitted that benchmark was Scarf Tyrantrum, so I had to bring it. I didn't even want to bring it, but I kinda had to. And again, I was just really limited this time with prep, so we'll just see how it goes. He brought his Torterra a bit obnoxious because I prepped for the big threats, but Torterra was like I had to overlook it a little bit because I could not prep for everything. Then Mega Latios, a bit like expected. Suicune also same. Yeah, it can be a variety of things. Can be a bit annoying to deal with, but should not be too big of a deal. Celesteela is always annoying, especially for like a team that I have. So Celezzle again, if it still is healthy, can it's not that big of a deal. Crocodile, same thing with Lando and Skarmory, could be a nice pivoting around it. So he leads Crocodile and I lead Skarmory, and here is what I also said last game, but I did not have to show off, and I can do it this game, which is really nice. I have Mental Herb, so he taunts me, I taunt him back, while I'm cured of my taunt with Mental Herb, so he can get up the rocks, he can't, and he can't. And he can't get up his rocks, and he can't taunt me. So basically that's really nice, because now I can get up rocks, and knockoff damage is also reduced because my item is already used. Here I pivot out into Landorus, mainly because I want to get some initiative going on him. He just repeatedly goes for knockoffs. I think just basically to weaken my Skarm, but I think I would have, I could have just Brave Birded him and then roosted the turn after on the last turn when the taunt will end, and then as the taunt ends I could then pivot out into Landorus. So I definitely thought he would just switch out to Celesteela or something, but he didn't, which is a bit annoying because Landorus takes a little bit of damage, but because it's a Zico, so it does not take too much damage. I just go for a U-turn because I did not know if he would switch in like Celesteela or Suicune, so I didn't want to go for the Z-Fly immediately. I go out into Jolteon, and here I figure that, like from the damage, I could tell that I could just flat out kill him with Thunderbolt. So I expected him to either switch into Terra, Crocodile, maybe even Latios if he wants to do that. So I threw off an HPIs and just he would not stay in here, but actually he stays in and he throws off a Mirror Coat. So I dodged the bullet right there because he's most likely a Wakamberry Mirror Coat. So I have to play around this, which is a little bit annoying because now I have to switch out because I know I can't kill him with T-Bolt. Then I have to go out into my Finny, but the problem with Finny is that he can just Mirror Coat Nature's Madness back, which is really annoying. So it was really great prep of him. So I just taunt him and then he protects, and I think I taunt again because I figured Torterra could come in, but I've also thought Torterra could be his Rock Setter, so I can prevent rocks that way. So go out into Skarmory as I believe, yeah, he pivots back into Crocodile, a bit annoying, but yeah, I figured he would either rocks or taunt here, so I just tried to get some momentum with Landorus. He goes back into Suicune, I U-turn, I'm basically getting him in range either of Jolteon or of Landorus. And also I did not know what his He could still now made a pivot out to Celesteela, hence I didn't go for the Z fly immediately and just kill them off. But now U-turn out into Tarentum, which this Suicune is in head smash KO range. He just goes out into Crocodile. I didn't mind because this is just more damage on Crocodile. As you can see, the next time it comes in it will be 2-shotted. I can pivot out back again and Landorus. Landorus is getting low, but also his Suicune and his Crocodile are getting low, which is really nice for me. I believe I also U-turn here, which in hindsight I should maybe just have clicked Earthquake, but again, if Celesteela comes in on Earthquake, that's just a wasted turn. So now I know I can just kill him off with Jolteon, exactly what I do. See what he will go into on Jolteon, which is the Latios. Yeah, fearing again the Calm Mind to search, adjust Baton Pass in case he makes a double. He doesn't, he just goes straight for Draco, which damages almost everything except his Finny. Finny gets a bit of health back. I know Thunderbolt's not 2-shot, so I know I can Nature's Madness and into Moonblast next turn. So that's exactly what I do. I Moonblast here. Then get a spread attack door, a bit annoying because I can now take 2 Thunderbolts already. So figuring that he will most likely switch, but it's kind of hard to tell what he wants to switch into. I figured he might want to go for the offensive play into Salazzle, which takes Moonblast quite easily, which I wanted to go for Surf, because Surf, except for staying in, hits all of his mons. He goes to Terra. Looks to me that he's quite an offensive to Terra still, but yeah, I can't stay in on Terra, so I just go out into Skarmory as he again pulls a double into Celesteela. He's pulling some great doubles, and as you can see, I'm just playing way too safe against a really formidable opponent, because Rob Jr. Is a rising star in the league format, but especially in the Smogon community, he's a really great ladder player, and he definitely knows how to play this game, which is also something that can be immediately seen from this game. So here, figuring that this Celesteela could maybe be lead sheet protect. I don't know what kind of set he is. He could be offensive. I figured Skarmory does not do that much damage, just taunt him. So I taunt him, I outspeed because I have quite some speed into Skarmory, as he goes for a Totemize, which is really great information. But I also know that I can basically just sack Skarmory here and just get a bit of Brave Bird chip damage on him. He reveals Giga Drain. A bit annoying because I don't do that much health, because he recovers about 5%, I do about 15%. So I do about 10% damage, but I thought, okay, if this is the best he can hit me with, I can now roost up and then we can continue this war, or he switches out on my roost, that's also great. But I think he just thought I would switch out, and he has the Fire Blast on deck. So this I also should just have went for the Brave Bird again. Second of Skarmory getting more and more damage on this Celesteela, which could be quite important later in the game. Here I taunt again on. I know it's not likely that he goes for Totemize, but I can't let him Totemize for free at any time. So here is a Rage of Thunderbolt from Jolteon, so I just go for Thunderbolt because I can mess around with that threat. Here I know that from the damage earlier on that I have maybe 60-70% chance, at least quite a good chance to kill a Yachi Berry to Terra with HP-Ice. If it's not Yachi Berry, he just flat out dies. He has Yachi Berry, but I get the roll, which was in my favor, and he dies. So here I go into Mudsdale, and he just throws off a Flamethrower. From this damage he's most likely something like Flame Plate. So I think, okay, I can stay in. He will most likely just pivot out. Let me just go for the payback, just in case he wants to try to roost up with Latios. It kills Latios after it comes in with rocks, but he stays in. I don't kill him, and here I kind of fuck up because I'm not thinking at the late game at all, and I'm just playing just the game without thinking too much what's going to happen. So he goes out into Celesteela as he sacks off his Celesteela to get in the Celesteela. And here everything goes downhill because I know he's the Totemize. I know about every mon of my team is in range except for Tyrantrum. And what I'm thinking is I have to go Tyrantrum. Tyrantrum can kill this mon and it's all good. But I'm forgetting two things actually. There are two things going on in this turn that I have not mentioned. One, if he Giga Drains my Tyrantrum, he gets health back, and that's most likely enough for him to be out of head smash range. Two, actually there are three things, guys. Two, depending on rolls, he's most likely modest, but depending on rolls, Giga Drain is not a 2-shot on Tyrantrum, or it is. that also matters a lot. And then there's the third thing, and that's the biggest part of it. When I did the calcs of how much damage Mudsdale is able to do on Celesteela, I had the wrong Celesteela spread open. I had a max defensive Celesteela open, and I was like, okay, superpower just bounces off. I have to go Tarantum, I have no other play. But if I had that offensive Celesteela calc open, I would be like, wow, I do about 45%, and that puts him really low. He gets a small percentage back of Giga Drain. He does a little bit more due to the Beast Boost to Tarantum, but he would most likely, I think it depends a bit on rolls, but I'm quite convinced, because I did the rolls after the game, that he will still be in the range of head smash. So unfortunate, I make the Tarantum play because of that miscalc, you could say. And then he gets the Giga Drain rolls. I think they were in his favor. He gets just about out of head smash range. I think the max damage I would be able to do is about 80ish%. So nothing goes my way, and we lose to a Celesteela yet again. This has happened again in the UPC. That was a bit more brutal, to be honest. This was only a trio. But still, I think the match went quite alright. I think if I did not make this misplay, I could just have sacked off Mudsdale, gone into Tarantum, killed off the Celesteela, and then I would have had a Scarf Tarantum still around. And Jolteon, which Jolteon could basically about clean this game up with HP for Crook after some Stealth Rocks and Latios from the range it was at. And also it still had... so I still had Jolteon for also in the back. So I think I would have had this game if I did not choke it away like I did. But you never know what would have happened, of course. But it's just really an unfortunate loss and just an unfortunate misplay in unfortunate circumstances. But now we're 4-5, and that's not good, guys. Playoffs are looking far away, and we basically have to win out. With next week there's Ape. Then there's A12, which is the most important game, because he's a direct division opponent for playoffs. Ape also is a conference opponent for playoffs, but Ape is in a little bit of a better spot than A12. And then I believe it's last week I faced the John. Basically I have to win out from now, and then I might have a shot at playoffs, but it's not even guaranteed, I believe. So we will just try our hardest, and if we don't make playoffs, then the season is a little bit shorter, which might not be bad, because I definitely need a break from Pokemon. But that's it for now, guys, and I will see you next week.